Well, hello, Bula Vanaka. Bula because I am coming to you from Fiji. Well, I'm nearly in Fiji. I'm heading to Fiji this afternoon, but I'm on my way. On my bloody way. How good is that I'm off to Fiji? I'm very excited. I've got a whole week, 5 whole nights of just lying down, which is pretty exciting at this time of year. Now, I've never done this before, and I'm doing it because the whole year's been so busy. I've been, when you run down a hill and then you can't stop running, I feel a bit like that. So I've been running down a hill and I thought, you know what, I need to stop. But I feel like with all the energy around Christmas, there's so much energy, people, like I went to the supermarket 2 days ago and it felt like Christmas Eve. There were people in queues getting grumpy. There were people stressed. It was really full. I was like, oh my God. I said to the girl at the checkout, what is going on here today? And she just started laughing. And I said, this is like, it's not even December, man. What is happening? And she said, oh, I don't know. It's a bit mad. And I feel like there's an energy at this time of year where everyone's a bit like, I've got to go. I've got to get this. I've got to get that. And December ramps that shit up, right? So I think you'll be really aware of that. Anyway, I've made a decision to go away because I've been really hectic this year and I don't want to go into Christmas exhausted. And I have quite a bit of time in December, January. Well, I've got a little bit of time in December and January off, and I'm like, I want to enjoy that, and I think to maximize that, I just want to blob out. So anyway, booked tickets to go and just lie down. And Mark was laughing at me going, well, we need to pack. We need to pack for Fiji. And what are you packing? And I'm like, mate, I'm either going to be in my pajamas or in my togs. There's not be anything else because that's it. I'm going to be asleep or swimming or reading, which I can do in togs or pajamas, just quietly. So there won't be a big bag, not a big bag. Turns out I did take a big bag because I got excited. Now, what happens when I go on holiday? I love the game of ideal. I love ideal things. I'm an idealistic human. So when I go on holiday, I like to think, how do I want to feel? So what I take with me is things how I want to feel. So the same as when I travel anyway, I go, right, how do I want to feel on this trip? Do I want to feel organised and uptight, or do I want to feel floaty? And it's going to be bloody hot in Fiji, and I'm not good at hot. So I'm like, right, I need to feel light, floaty, and relaxed. So that's been the brief, you see, light, floaty, relaxed. That becomes the theme. Everything that's gone in the bag is light, floaty, and relaxed. There you go. I like the theme of that. And then I'm like, okay, so what am I going to read? What books am I taking? Now, I do a lot of reading. But I'm like, no, I'm going to take light, floaty, and relaxed books, right? So that's how far my thing goes. So then I'm like, light, floaty, relaxed. And then I'm like, what earrings am I taking? Not big, heavy ones. No, light and floaty. So I like the idea of how do you want to feel and then kind of bouncing from that. So this week I have absolute nothing on. I think on either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to a floating bar that my cousin runs, which I'm pretty excited to catch up with my cousin and his partner. And also it's a really beautiful bar that I've been to before, and it's floating in the middle of the ocean and it's surrounded by snorkeling and kayaking and dive platforms and never mind the cocktails and the pizzas, if you don't mind. So it's just kind of a day of floating around in a party space, which is quite fun. So I'm going to be doing that. But apart from that, nothing, absolutely nothing planned. Isn't that amazing? I haven't had nothing planned for about, I think it's been 3 years at least, if not 4, since I last had an actual holiday with nothing planned. I've gone to retreats, but retreats are usually get up at this time, be in the class at this time, do this, go for a walk, do that, do this, a schedule. I've got no schedule. So part of me feels a bit nervous about that because I'm like, ugh. But then I think I'm just going to be so exhausted, just like, fuck, just get me there and lie me down. And if it's raining, I'll lie down inside. And if it's sunny, I'll lie down outside. And that's it. And I'm hoping that forcing the crisis of the rest will make me sleep lots, rest lots, and completely blob out. And then I will have slowed all my pace down by the time I get home. So when I get back to New Zealand, I feel like I'll be in a more rested state. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm actually ridiculously organised, all organised for Christmas, done all my shopping. I'm halfway through the decorations. So I've got a week off decorating. So I've been decorating hard. You can see that on my Instagram, Lisa ONZ. I've been doing trees and tables and things, and I've got all the doorways to go. But I can do that when I get back from my trip. And then pretty much I've just got a few work things to tidy up. And that's me for the year, which feels really nice, because then I feel like when I'm not doing all the doing, it opens up compartments in my brain for new ideas. And I love the idea that life loves a vacuum. And by giving myself space, so I've got 3 books, because I can't decide what to read, 3 books and 1 journal. That's all I'm taking to Fiji. So something will happen, won't it? My head will develop some crazy ideas, or it might just sleep. Don't know, but I'm a bit excited about that. And the idea of rest, I recorded the most amazing podcast last week with Carla Brody, who is a contemporary yoga teacher from Auckland. And Carla is one of my gurus of rest. She's heaven. And if you're in the Energy Club, you should definitely join the Energy Club. It's really good. And you get a private podcast, and I can't remember how long Energy Club's been going. I think there's 6 podcasts in there already now. Every month, maybe there's 7. I interview one of my energy specialists, and they just go to Energy Club people. So I've interviewed my naturopath, Susan. I've interviewed Callum McCurdy, who's a neurodiversity cleverness human, about our mental beliefs and about our mental energy. So Susan did physical energy, Callum did mental energy. My friend Leslie did spiritual energy. She's a therapist and a counsellor and a past life regression healer, and she's just fucking generally quite amazing. And Carla talked about rest, and it was just gorgeous, like gorgeous. And then I did a spiritual one with the Reverend Rachel Wotton, who's a really good friend of mine. She's been my mentor, she's my friend, and she is a reverend, a church reverend, but also just a psychic and a fucking amazing human. And we just laugh and talk about everything, man. So there's all these really beautiful podcasts there, and you get those, as well as you get a newsletter, and then you get a text message every single day, 7 days a week. I'm in your phone. And it kind of came from a woman who came to me and said, I love your podcast, but I'm really sad because nothing happens on Wednesdays, and I need you in my life every day. And I was like, all right then, I'll make this. So Energy Club, it's $25 a month, and it means you get all this advanced content of energy tips into your inbox. You get poetry and inspiration and meditations and podcasts and messages just to lift your energy. So if you need a bit of inspiration, it's the guy. So anyway, Carla's taught me about rest. It was so lovely talking to her last week about rest and the power of rest and how good it is for us, knowing that I'd already booked this trip and I felt very virtuous. So there you go. My Monday meeting is nothing. I have nothing in my planner. That's quite unusual for me. Nothing in the planner. Even the day I'm going out to the Seventh Heaven bar on the island, I don't know when. I don't know what time. I don't know anything. Nothing to do. I have nothing to do this week. Oh, it's been a while since I said that. So get on with your doing. Have a good week. Try and find a week where you can do nothing. I reckon that's the goal. The older I get, the better I think, or the more exciting nothing is for me, because I know that when I do nothing, really cool shit happens. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen on the other end of this. So I'll be back and I'll let you know. I'll see you next week, where I'll be full. My planner will be full by then because I will be back. So have a wonderful week. Happy December. Bye.